Okay, here we have our trusty Ford Fiesta. Let's start with a 0 to 60 test, and the conditions are wet. 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, the first thing I want to pick up on this car is it does have quite an endearing quality. It reminds me a little bit of a sporty, enthusiastic Mini. Now, I say that because the steering on it is very responsive. It really is. I mean, look, you've got a big old roll with this car, but it really is responsive. This car kind of makes you feel the need to sort of chase it around back streets and lanes. It's quite an enthusiastic little vehicle, quite hyperactive. But if I do give it the wiggle test, there's a lot of roll to this car, and considering it's done under 50,000 miles, that kind of makes me think, well, you know, would I really want to do an emergency swerve in this car? You don't want a car that's flapping all over the place and counter-affecting your intentions. So if you're looking for a vehicle for nipping around a town, running the kids to school, doing a bit of shopping, a zippy little vehicle, then this is the sort of thing you're going to be looking for. Now, let's go back to the basics. Rear view vision, perfect. It's not obstructed in any way. Side mirrors, they're a good size. I can see what's going on. Instrument cluster, it is a bit confusing because there's too many digits and symbols on the Speedo. But apart from that, it's a good size. It's not obstructed by the steering wheel. Center console, basic design, very elementary. You can operate that without having to take your eyes off the road even. The quality, build quality of these seems to be a bit better than the more recent ones, I have to say. It's got more of a commercial vehicle feel to it. The seats are a bit like office furniture in that sense. It feels quite durable. The modern ones tend to feel a little bit more plasticky. I mean, when it comes to plastic, you've got good plastic, you've got bad plastic. This is somewhere in the middle. Now, the engine is a bit flat, it's not really going anywhere, but this is a 5-speed manual. You could get away with travelling down the motorway in this, but I wouldn't fancy overtaking a lorry in the pouring rain. All-round visibility on the car is good. The seating position is actually quite comfortable considering it's such a small vehicle. I'm just going to have a little bit of a cornering exercise now, see what it's like. It's sliding a bit in the corners, to be fair. This car's not an enthusiastic vehicle. Yeah, it doesn't like the corners, a lot of understeer, and I'm finding it difficult to stay in my seat actually, because the seat is actually pretty much like a bench. There's nothing gripping my lower back to keep me in the chair at all. Now, as for the brakes, road's clear. Let's give the brakes a little test. I'm not doing an emergency stop. I brake firmly and that's it. Well, the brakes actually are quite good. It wasn't grabby at all. I could apply the pressure at a gradient, which is what you want, and the car does stop quite effectively. Yeah, I was quite impressed with the brakes there. Normally Fords are very grabby. I can apply the brake pressure at whatever I wanted, so I can't say the brakes are too bad. But this car is what it is. When people go about buying a Fiesta, they know exactly what they're getting, really. You know, you're going to get cheap little dials, you're going to get cheap plastic, but at the end of the day, this car rolls. It gets you from A to B. All I'd say is don't expect anything more, but you probably shouldn't get anything less.